Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the farm. It is another beautiful sunny day here. It's supposed to be in the 50s again. We are not complaining about that at all. I'll take the mud right now. But our first job was to move Gordon, Connie, and Betty White off of their old muddy spot and get them to a new spot. And this spot is just right across from the old one. There's some old nuts and things that they can forage through in here that they will like to eat. But the biggest thing is just getting them some dry space where they can get out of that mud. So that is the first of two of our moves today. That one was super easy. I expect the other one to be easy, but they're going to be going a little farther distance. Have not noticed any breeding in this pen yet. Just thinking that we are not in heat yet. Well, not we, the pigs are not in heat yet. Every 21 days they'll come back into heat, so we're keeping an eye on them to see how they're doing. The next pen is the meat pen, and there have been some big changes over there. Let's go check it out. In the meat pen, guys, you can see why it is time to move. It is a muddy mess most of the places, really just the high traffic zones. If you get over here underneath these pine needles and where these pigs are laying, they are doing just fine. It's not as muddy, but we're gonna get them out of here and let this area heal before spring comes. But the biggest thing is you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pigs left in the meat herd. So yesterday, myself and my neighbor Steve, huge shout out to him, we thought we were doing 6. We ended up doing 10 pigs. We've had a lot of people ask for videos about how we do pigs. This is my second time ever doing pigs. Steve was a big help. He hunts, he does all that kind of stuff, so he knows some stuff about processing animals. And these were small ones. You can see most of the big ones in the herd are left. We got rid of a lot of the small ones, 10 of them to be exact. And that is gonna save us 2 bags of feed every 5 days. So that is a huge help. And now we just quartered them. We basically quartered them up. We've got the shoulders, we got the hams, and we've also got the loins. So they're really too small to do pork chops or bacon or anything like that. We did do 1 whole hog as well that we can roast or smoke. And there is just a lot of meat. It is good meat, and that is the real reason why we started raising these animals, was to be able to feed our family. And no, they're not the biggest animals, as you can see, but that makes it a lot easier to process, and it is plenty to feed our family of 4. Now these larger ones, we're letting them continue to grow out until it is time that we need some for our farmers markets coming up here that we can feed others. But we had 19 pigs in here, and now we are down to 9. So the biggest thing is huge savings for us on our feed bill, and we are eating plenty of fantastic meat. So excited about that. We've had people ask, can we show videos on that? Like I said, it was my second time doing it. There are a ton of good YouTube videos showing how to break down a pig, probably better than what I could do. As we get doing it more often and get more comfortable with it, maybe we'll put one out for you guys. But if you just search up how to break down a pig, how to process a pig, there are plenty of good videos out there with people with way more knowledge than what I have. But if you're like me, you want someone to dumb it down for you. So maybe I can eventually here do a dumbed down version of processing one of the pigs, how we do it. And like I said, we do the shoulders, the hams, and the loins. The shoulders and hams, we don't do anything fancy. We throw them in a crock pot, cook them for 8 to 10 hours, shred them, and make pulled pork sandwiches, pulled pork nachos. Just very, very delicious and very easy to do. We like those easy meals where we kind of set it in the morning, forget it the rest of the day, a little bit of work shredding it up, putting barbecue on it, and it is ready to go. So awesome day. again, big thanks to Steve. I told him we'd do about 6 pigs. We ended up doing 10 pigs, and it has made life easier for us out here in the meat herd. So anyway, the plan is we are taking them right across, getting them off this mud. We're gonna throw a pig loo in here because we won't be using that barn anymore. It's in the 50s, the temperature is nice, that pig loos are just fine, and there's only 9 pigs and they can all fit into a pig loo. So we're gonna end up doing that. Let's get them moved across. Quick tip, sometimes I remember, sometimes I forget. Obviously it's kind of right next to it, but sometimes I'll just start my fence at the corner and just start running it wherever it goes. But if you put it at the opening where 2 fences come together on your old pen, and you start here and put 2 fences and go the opposite way, your opening is right across and it's super easy. This is not a hard move either way. These pigs will follow a bucket. But there's a quick tip. If you're setting up a new fence for your pigs to move to, get the openings where the 2 fences meet and put them right across from each other and make your life a lot easier. Let's get them moved across. Come on, pigs. Come on. Come on, pigs, in you go. In you go, come on. Come on, pigs. All right, pigs in the new area. I did throw a few scoops of feed down just to get them, but there are plenty of nuts and things down in this area that they are going to be digging. This is kind of a tough time of year. One, because the fence chargers don't get much sun, although we've had some sunny days now. We're in the woods, but there's no leaves, so we'll find a spot where we can set that charger where we can get the most sun. But here's another tip. The old fence was getting low on charge and these leaves were getting built up around the bottom. Pigs were pushing their way out, but the tip is have family that lives close. My mother-in-law called me yesterday actually and told me there was some pigs out. Well, I came out and 18 out of 19 pigs were out. Some in her front lawn, some up by Henry's pen that we just moved. They were all over the place. Some were in here rooting around trying to get some things that they wanted to eat. So have family close so they can let you know when your pigs are out. But fortunately, these pigs really don't go too far. They had probably been out for a while since they wandered up by her house, but everyone is good, everyone is safe and doing just fine. So these 2 groups of pigs are moved. Good to have them off mud. We are getting a bunch of rain tomorrow, but like I've talked about before, in the woods, we've got all these leaves and root systems. It just helps a lot with the mud. The one thing about this area, this one here, is it all is slanting downhill. So we'll have good water runoff, but gravity's gonna take over, and we start their bowls up here, and eventually, a couple days of feeding, they all get pushed down to the bottom, up against the fence, so we'll have to move them back up. But we've cleared this area out a couple years ago, and it's worked good for us here in the woods. That is our goal. We've talked about it. I've cleared down here. You can kind of see it's opened up a little bit where we can get fences through and pigs through, and into here it gets a little bit thicker with brush and thorns and things that I need to get cleared out. But it's all a work in progress. Hopefully in a year, maybe next winter, we can get all the pigs out here in the woods in the wintertime and keep our pastures nice and not all muddied up. So anyway, the meat pen is down to 9, but it will be growing soon. We've got more pigs over in the farrowing barn getting ready to be weaned. Let's go check them out real quick before we leave. Well, it looks like nobody is outside this afternoon. It'd be good to get these pigs out of here. The problem with winter piglets is being in an area for 8 weeks is rough when it is wet and muddy. But let's go in and check them out. I'm sure they're probably eating or napping. That's pretty much the only 2 things we do. Looks like 2 Luis's litter is eating and some are trying to nap, except for the guy that's talking. But next week. Actually, these have about a week and a half. And there goes Barb's litter. We'll go check them out. Goodness gracious. Am I that scary? We'll check them out here in a minute. But I know these ones are not gonna be heading outside. But here is Smitten and the newest babies on the farm. Everyone growing fantastic. Everyone doing good. It's always a good sign. Definitely feels like spring. 50s, new piglets on the ground, sun shining. Couldn't ask for a better day. So there's your piglet update. Everyone is doing great. Barb's pigs will be moving out this weekend. There they are. They all came in. Be on their own this weekend. Two Luises will be 6 days later. Hey, piggy piggies. Hey, piggy piggies. Barb, you sick of those pigs? I bet you are. You're going to head back with the girls in the woods, and you piglets will be on your own new adventure without mom. So they are going to be 8 weeks very shortly, and they will be doing just great on their own. They're already eating solid food and doing, I thought y'all were scared. Now you're all coming and walking towards me, huh? So there's your piglet update for the weekend. We hope you guys are doing fantastic. Hope you're enjoying some weather where you're at. Hopefully you've got some nice weather where you're at. We've got a little bit of rain, and then the weather's gonna look up for a couple days, and that is good news. So anyway, appreciate you guys following along. Don't forget to make the change, and we'll see you on the next video.